guys, it's Lex. Welcome to our new show, Zero to Hero. In this show, we'll be taking you through various gamers by having interviews and showcases. On today's episode, we have JPL, professional, Dragon Ball Fighter Z player.
You see him.
And if you guys don't know, Dragon Ball Fighter Z is a 2D fighting game that's based on the popular anime series Dragon Ball. And it's won several awards, such as 2018's Best Game. So if you don't know, now you know. And JP started playing around the game's release. In 4 years, he became a world-class competitor, even winning several majors.
Thank you.
All right, so JP, thank you for being on the show.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
I want to start off by asking you, how did you get started in video games?
Well, I was about maybe 3-4 years old when I played my first video game. It was a PlayStation 2. My cousin had it. I was young, so I didn't have any games. But I would always just visit his room, and I believe the first game I remember playing was Sonic Heroes. And I saw it, and I'm just like, whoa, what is all that? And it's like, oh, it's Sonic Heroes. You want to play? I'm just like, hell yeah, I want to play it. And that's probably my first memory of playing a video game. And then it's just the rest is history.
That's what's up. You said you started off playing Sonic, so what made Dragon Ball a favorite?
Well, I'm not exactly sure where my love of Actually, no, I do know, because around those times when I started playing Sonic and all that stuff, one of the games they also had was Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 2. That was also one of my very first games, and that was my first exposure to Dragon Ball ever. So and then eventually in elementary school and all that stuff, Dragon Ball Z Kai was coming on Nicktoons. So I watched Dragon Ball Z and I fell in love with it, and I watched Dragon Ball Super, and there you go.
Oh, that was my next question. I was about to say, what about the show? That's a childhood favorite.
Yeah, I love Dragon Ball. It's been one of my childhood medias.
Okay, so can you break down for us, how did this hobby turn into a profession? How did you start making money?
Well, it's kind of weird actually, because in the fighting game world, everybody starts off where it's just it's a group of friends, and they're all playing in a fighting game together to see who's the best, or and then my friend was telling me hey, you're really good, you should start competing in tournaments and all that stuff. And then I was like, okay, I'll just look up tournaments to go to. And I originally started one of my first fighting games was Smash Brothers, and I was really good at Super Smash Brothers Brawl, and I started going to tournaments a lot more. And when I went to my first tournament, it was a local scene somewhere in Passaic, New Jersey, and I got absolutely destroyed. And as a kid, I was just I was mad. I was just no, I'm better than this. And I just kept practicing, and then I eventually evolved into fighters, and here we are.
All right, that's what's up. So I guess your parents can't say that video games is a waste of time, because clearly you big pimping this.
Well, yeah, you see, the funny thing about that is as having immigrant parents, they don't understand the whole there's no way you can make money off of this. They were obviously very worried about how this will be a sustainable income and all that stuff. And for a while it felt wow, I'm really not making anything off of that. But being a competitor and doing money matches against people in the fighting games, and with live streaming and content creation becoming huge now, it just I just got really lucky. Honestly, I got really lucky.
Okay, that's what's up. That's good to hear. And I just want to ask you, do you have any advice for any younger demographic or any young kids that's trying to get into streaming?
If I had any advice, honestly, I feel the good advice that I could give is be patient, because when it comes to streaming or just putting yourself out there, there's it's a lot larger than it was let's say 10 years ago when Twitch started coming out. So there's a vast amount of people who are trying to be the next Ninja, or be the next, I don't know, whoever's a big Twitch streamer around the time. It's a very, very fierce competition in this business. And but honestly, as you just stay dedicated to it, and you put your name out there, you share your stuff on social medias and all that stuff, YouTube, TikTok, whatever new social media that comes out in the world, And eventually, you'll find something that pops, and then more people follow you, and then it just accumulates from there.
All right, that's what's up. That's great advice. So that's all the time we have today. JPL, thank you for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
And that's all we have till next time. Thank you.
Take care.